Hey everybody, welcome back to Keeping It Real in the Kitchen. I'm Candace Cole. Today we're making a veggie bake. As the name says, it's all vegetables that are going in here. This looks beautiful when it's done, colorful. I just love it and I'm excited to make it. So the first thing we're gonna do, even before I go over ingredients, is get our onion cooking. Now I took one large onion and I sliced it up, and we're gonna get that sauteing with just a little olive oil, and we're gonna get that cooked for 5 maybe to 8 minutes till it's nice and cooked. So let's get that started and then we'll go over ingredients. We got that onion cooking up here at about a 6.5, 7, depending on your stove. And we're just gonna saute that up for a few minutes. So for this recipe, let's go over the vegetables that we're putting in it. Now, if you want to mix and match different vegetables, that's fine. This is just an idea. So we're gonna start with some squash. I used 2 yellow squash as well as 2 zucchini, both about this size. Now you might be wondering or asking yourself, Candace, why are your vegetables all chopped up? And my goodness, did your cutting skills increase? Because look how beautiful those are. They're pretty thin. No, they didn't. I used the 13-piece super slicer. Yeah, I just did a product review on this, so be sure to check it out. This is cool. Yeah, it sliced up my veggies really quick and really thin. So it made me look like I'm a lot better with a knife than I actually am. You're also gonna need 2 potatoes. I cut up 2 big giant potatoes like this. Now make sure you're washing all of your vegetables, because as you can see, all the skin is still on our veggies, which is great because peeling is a lot of work. Also, I used 3 Roma tomatoes. You could use beefsteak tomatoes. If you're using a beefsteak tomato, you may only need 1 or 2, but I used 3 of these. We're going to be using some garlic as well. I've already chopped that up, but I used about 2.5, 3 cloves, good sized cloves, because I love garlic. I hear that onion getting ready. It's like, Candace, mix me around. Hold on. We're also gonna be using some seasonings. I'm gonna use some kosher salt, some black pepper. If you have fresh cracked black pepper, use that. I'm gonna use some parsley, some rosemary, as well as some basil. Now, the seasonings are totally interchangeable. If you're like, oh my gosh, I hate parsley, don't use it. I hate basil, don't use it. I love basil, use extra. If you like something different, use that. Kosher salt is awesome because it's really thick and it just has a great flavor to it. That's why I like kosher salt. Sea salt's fine, table salt's fine, whatever you got. I do suggest salt. We also need some Parmesan cheese. We're gonna be topping it with this at the end. I've chopped up so much stuff, that's all I can think about is chopping today. First thing we're gonna do is grab our pan and just put a thin layer of olive oil on the bottom. I'm using this glass baking dish. I don't need too much vegetables and I think this is gonna fit more than enough. Once those onions and those garlic are done sauteing up, we're gonna put that in the bottom of our pan. Spread it all out. Now, we're gonna layer up our veggies. Now these are really thin, it did slice them thin. So if you're hand slicing them, it's not even gonna be near as thin as this. So I'm even grabbing like 2 of each kind. And we're gonna make like a, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, I've never done this before, a circular kind of pattern. My potatoes are thick enough. They have a little discoloring because I cut them a little while ago. And we're gonna try to just layer this up. Zucchinis, tomatoes. My tomatoes will probably go 1 each. Oh man, I got a lot of squash. Okay. Come on, give me some more potato. It's kind of working. Better than I thought. I keep forgetting to put the tomatoes in, so I'm going back and I'm putting tomatoes in. Like a second ring on the inside maybe. That's what I'm trying to do. Toe to the potato, toe to the tomato. Try to shove some extra veggies wherever I can. A little bit left over, but really not that bad. Now we're gonna get our seasonings on there. Kosher salt. Nothing's measured, I'm just pouring it on. Pepper. A little bit of parsley. A little bit of rosemary, because I love rosemary. And a little bit of basil leaves. Drizzle it with a little olive oil. You could do the olive oil before you do your seasonings, it doesn't matter, just a light drizzle. Now we're gonna cover this up with some aluminum and we're gonna cook it at 375 degrees. Now depending on how thick you cut your vegetables will vary in the time that you need to cook it. I think anywhere between 25 minutes and 35 minutes you should be good. If your potatoes feel nice and tender, you're good to go, but we're not done yet because we still have to top it with the cheese after that and throw it back in the oven. So let's get it cooking for those few minutes, 20, 30 minutes, and I'll see you after. It's hot. It smells good though. There you go, all the seasoning on it. It's cooked for about 30 minutes now. And now we're gonna put some Parmesan cheese on it. I have 1.5 cups in this bag. I don't know how much I'm using. I feel like this needs just a little more oil on it. I don't know. I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit of oil on, just a little. There's a little bit left. There's probably, maybe that 1/2 cup left. I probably used a cup, give or take. All right, now we're gonna put this back in the oven at that 375 degrees. This time, no aluminum on top. And we're gonna let it cook for between 20 and 30 more minutes, just till those vegetables are tender and the cheese is melted. Here we go. Bum-ba-da! It's done. Boom, there it is, hot, fresh out of the oven. Most of that cheese is melted, not all of it. Don't know if I'm gonna get every vegetable. Maybe I can try to get every vegetable. Maybe I should try it separate. Okay, oh, ow, ow, hot already, hot already. Ah! Hot. And then I'm like, hey, great time to put it in my mouth. Let me just eat it. Mmm, crunchy, almost like a chip. Those potatoes may need to cook a little longer, I'm not sure. But it's crunchy, and that's what I like about this. Ooh, oh, I love when you taste the garlic. The veggies too. All right, guys, there you have it, an awesome veggie bake with some Parmesan cheese on it. This is delicious and pretty healthy for you. So it's like a 2-for-1. Not too hard to make, especially if you have one of those slicers. Oh my goodness, this was just assembling it after that pretty much. So thanks so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like this video, watch some old ones, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you guys next time on Keeping It Real in the Kitchen. Bye.